place is beautiful. Like, truly beautiful. It's been a while since I've made a Warrior Cats video. It's been a while, hasn't it? Since I've just kind of sat back and talked about a series I loved. Like, there's people up ahead, but whatever, I don't care. But I don't think I've been this far. I don't know if you can see that at all, but there was something there. Hi, Roy. It's been a while since I've just kind of talked, I suppose. And I just finished reading, I can't remember the name of the book. I never remember the name of the books. I think it was Cock. Hey, bird.
It wasn't Cock.
It's really pretty. But I'm in a very nice place right now. And I really want to talk about this. Shit, here's fucking Firestar and his Harley. Oh my god.
Yeah, thunderclap, bitch.
But yeah, I have a lot of different notes I want to go through after reading that book before I read the Last Hope, which I know, spoiler alert, most likely is the end of Firestar. And that's really scary and sad. But I have when I was listening to it, I had a few notes just in general about things that while I was listening I wanted to kind of maybe get my opinion on forward. I don't know. Nice people. So the track must follow around here. Okay. Well, there's a lot of things that I wanted to kind of talk about. I'm not going to talk about anything too insanely in detail, but just in general stuff that I thought was interesting. And one thing that I thought was interesting is Soul. So they kind of had this whole lead up to it being at least what he was trying to push to be Hollyleaf, because they heard like strangers scent and loners in the area, and why is it meant to be up here? And it was all kind of hinting towards her return, Lost Warrior, but it was Saul. And Saul was a very interesting thing because there was already a stranger that saved a bunch of apprentices from a fox. So whenever Saul came back, he had a strange, warm welcoming from a lot of people. A lot of cats were very happy with his presence again, because they thought that the accusations of being untrustworthy were unjust, especially how he saved apprentices' lives. Well, saved apprentices' lives. And we'll talk about that soon, but you kind of sit on this untrustworthiness with him, and it's justified. He actually, after Wind Clan gets angry with him, he decides to go in and take advantage of that aggression and manipulate them. Where am I going? I think I'm going to appear at the top, but he takes advantage of that and actually manipulates them into attacking ThunderClan, drew all to the 1 stars, ever growing in maturity and hatred towards Firestar because he was nice to him. God forbid. God, this is sick. Look at this view, dude. So, they go into the tunnels that were in this video here, which you should check out, link in the description. And they host an attack, we'll try to. So, sorry about that. There's a person going past and I don't want them to know I'm a YouTuber. It's kind of worse than death, but so wow. before we continue on, can we take a look at this? Wow. What do you think happened to him? Looks like he was attacked by some kind of crow. It's Forrest. Oh my god. Right, anyway. So basically, everyone's already kind of hyped about Saul being back because they believe that he saved the apprentices. And Dove Wing goes into the caves and gets lost when she comes across a guiding voice that brings her out. And that guiding voice, well, it's Hollyleaf. Oh my god. Holy shit. Can we just admire this for like a few minutes? This is so beautiful. So Hollyleaf is back. Can you guys still see anything? Wait, is this blurry? Why is this blurry? Did the sun like fuck it up? Huh, I really hope that sun didn't fuck that up. It's a really nice, it's a really good view. I hope I didn't fuck anything up there. Huh, you know, maybe you need to take your glasses off. Maybe it's your fault, right? Well, Hollyleaf is alive after supposedly being crushed in the cave in season 3. She actually survived it. And not only that, has she been living alone for probably almost a year now. Well, at least Dovewing was born and warriored in the time that she was in there. So I would like to say maybe 2-3 years. And she's as shy and awful as you would expect someone to be. Maybe a little bit more put together, but at the end of the day, she was, let me just make sure this is fine, yeah. At the end of the day, she was locked in a cage, right? I mean, a cave. So she's anxious, and when, of course, she comes back to ThunderClan and everyone starts questioning her, she almost admits it, like, straight up. She agrees that the truth should come out, and before she admits she murdered Ashfur, Brambleclaw gets in and makes up an alibi that Ashfur attacked her, and it was a half-truth, not really, but the clan believed it, and Ashfur's reputation went down the toilet pretty quickly. And it was so nice to see Hollyleaf again. It's like a family reunion. It was very, very nice. By the way, it's my mom's birthday today. Holy shit, can we get a happy birthday moment in the chat? She's dead. So, yeah. That's that. Out of everything, though, out of everything that the whole book had to offer, my favourite part was Jayfeather and Cinderheart. Because after a lot of back and forth with a very stressed out StarClan and a panicking Yellowfang, Jayfeather finally tells Cinderheart she's Cinderpelt. Something that I hoped would happen for a while, but after a while I also hoped it didn't happen because I would like to have had Cinderheart just be a warrior. And she does, but in that moment, Jayfeather takes her back in her dreams, shows her the original camp, and in that original camp you not only get this very emotional flashback of what life used to be like when Yellowfang was Medicine Cat, Fireheart, Grey Stripe, and just everyone felt a lot more happier. You see Cinderpelt working away as the apprentice of Yellowfang. And Cinderheart watches all this, and it is just, as a reader, being through so much, it's like finally being home. And it's like this very sad moment of this used to be so peaceful, and we're never going to have that again for a while. Especially this lingering battle that keeps coming up. And what an impactful scene it was. Because after not only showing Cinderpelt's death to her and how her soul transferred into the kitten, Cinderheart gets all Cinderpelt's memories in one flashback, relives every single part of it. And what I like to imagine is that Cinderheart, as she receives Cinderpelt's memories, is, you know, her eyes are glowing, the memories are flashing behind her, and she speaks. She starts talking about all the anxieties and internal thoughts that Cinderpelt had, from the injury to losing hope, to becoming a medicine cat, to losing everything, to Yellowfang's death, to mentoring Leafpool, to Leafpool leaving. It was this huge memory of what Cinderpelt was, and I think I walked away from it in tears. It was very sad. I've never been this far before, by the way. It is truly a magical route. I don't know, because I actually don't know what time it is, and I don't know if I'm actually going to play shit. I like it out again. Oh god. But yeah, that was one of my favourite parts of the book. Probably favourite parts of the whole Warrior Cat series was that very intense and detailed flashback of retrieving memories and every internal thought Cinderpelt's ever had. And Cinderheart goes through this thing of feeling like she needs to cut off her life again, become a medicine cat, until Jayfeather tells her, you know, that StarClan gave you this for a reason. StarClan gave you a second chance for a reason. So you can be with Lion Blaze, so you can be a mother. And that was just kind of magic. So during all this time, Ivypool is in the Dark Forest, spying as Dark Forest not only gets ready to plan to kill every life in the forest, but the kittens too. Something that took me by surprise whenever they mentioned killing the kittens so the mothers would kill themselves. Something that surprised me in the book, but whatever. I'll cry later about it. It actually hurt me pretty badly, but something else that happened in the Dark Forest. At the moment, Ivypool is desperately trying to convince the rest of them. Mapleshade, I haven't talked about Mapleshade. She's like the perfect villain, and I kind of want to maybe talk about her more once I get to know her more. But right now, I'm a Mapleshade fan. I think she's great. Such an evil, twisted cat that I know briefly about her history. Like, she lost her kits, but not too much. Right. I think it's this way. I don't know. Oh well, I'll just follow my tracks back. But to prove her loyalty, she has to do stuff she doesn't want to do. And one of those things was to kill a cat named Antpelt. And what fears me is how far she's gone to prove that she's loyal to them. Even killing is going to actually make her loyal to them. After a while, an act isn't an act. And to me, when you've killed that cat, it's no longer an act. So at this point, I very much do see Ivypool as a threat. But whatever. Ooh. And another interesting thing was Lion Blaze forgiving Squirrelflight. Something that should have taken it a little bit, you know, come on. But he did it. That was a difficult thing. A very difficult thing. But he did it. And I think he was so, the way I described it was, he was in so need for solace, he needed anyone. And when he started confiding in Squirrelflight, that's when, well, that's when grudges became obstacles. Oh my god, being attacked by the dark forest. But yeah, let me check my Google Docs. What else have I got to say? The last thing I want to talk about before we wrap up this very shoddy review, because it's like a melody in my head that I can't get out, is Jay Feather getting blamed for the murder of Flametail. Flametail was a really good character. In the last book, Flametail was a character we weirdly kind of tuned in to. I didn't really understand why we were doing it, but I liked it. It was like a little life, or a little glimpse into Shadow Clan. I liked him a lot. He was a medicine cat apprentice that drowned in the ice, which is already a shocking thing to me. I didn't think they would actually go and kill him, but they surprised us all, I suppose. Am I near a golf cart? Where am I? How the fuck do I get home? Oh well. Well, I'm really hoping I remember the way back. Holy shit. So he died in the last book, and his sister, I can't remember the name of, I'm up here, blames ThunderClan. She's in this swirl of grief, she isn't thinking straight, and whenever Jay Feather tried to save him, Rock intervened. It's a really emotional scene, actually, because you also hear Flametail's internal thoughts and him also kind of accepting his death. You know, once he starts drowning, he quotes it as being peaceful, nice. He doesn't need to worry anymore, and you just watch him slowly kind of enjoy dying. And that hit me. It hit me very hard. But she lashes out at a gathering. Jay Feather is just this straight-faced, no, like, I didn't kill your brother. Like, very logical thinker. But everyone's already wanting to think the worst of each other, so no one really thinks twice. Oh my god, Harry the hyena is here. Holy shit. What the fuck? Alright. Well, yeah. Sorry about that, my friends. I just wanted to make sure they were comfortable. Didn't feel like I was filming them. But yeah, Jay Feather handles it really, really well. But everyone wants to think bad of each other because for some reason StarClan has told all the medicine cats to separate and not trust each other, which I think isn't StarClan. I think it might be the Dark Forest tricking them to separate so they can take them down easier. But either way, everyone's pretty much not trusting each other. And well, when a clan doesn't trust each other, let alone a forest, a murder accusation doesn't really, no one stands up to disprove it. He was about to. Everyone actually said that he should stand down from his medicine cat duties, but Jay Feather was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then he's a beautiful man. He's like the one man that's like actually not going to give in to that kind of shit. But that was my thoughts. I haven't finished the Last Hope. I'm already terrified about it. I have a sneaky suspicion Cloudtail and Firestar are going to die, and that's gonna, if I disappear from the internet for a bit, it's because I'm grieving. You have no idea how connected I am to this universe. Right, well, I'm back, so thank you guys for watching. See you later.